Hey creative homes, welcome back to the channel. I'm Aditya Roy, the founder and creative director of XAXs Corps, and in this tutorial we'll talk about how to prepare a professional invoice for your freelancing works and what are the information that a professional invoice should contain, and how to create one in Google Docs, a combination of Google Docs and Google Sheets, which is free tools accessible to everyone, and you're not really needing any additional subscription, etc. So let's begin. Okay, first let's talk about what are the things that you need to put in your invoice to make it professional. Firstly, you need to have some kind of ID for the invoice so that you can refer to it so that it is easy to find when you're searching in your documents and other references. And you need to have the name of the point of contact, which in most cases will be the client you are working for, and in some bigger cases it might be someone other than the main person you are working for. It needs to have the name of the client. If you're working for one person, then the point of contact and the client will be the same, which is fine. And there should be a date of the invoice, phone number of the client, email ID of the client. If the client doesn't have professional email ID, either of these is fine, but at least one of them is compulsory. Billing address for the client. This might not be compulsory in some cases, but in most cases it is legally required. The thing is, stuff like this helps you identify the client, and the client can recognize themselves with the invoice, and that way it is a bit more legally bound to each other. And some context, this is optional, but this is helpful for the client to understand what the invoice is for, an introduction before they jump down to the calculations. Now comes the chart. The chart is a breakdown of the costs that the client will be bearing for you. The professional route that we personally prefer in XAXs Corps is having it divided into some chunks of task. For example, there's a chunk where there's a heading for the chunk, and then it breaks down into individual tasks in it. It should have a rate. Now we don't work on hourly rates, we work on deliverable rates, and when we are working with other freelancers under us, we also work with them in deliverables, not hourly. But it can be an hourly rate if that's what you're working, which will be multiplied by the quantity relative to the task you're doing and the amount for that. With this breakdown, the total amount will be the subtotals of individual tasks multiplied by the rate and quantity. It can be a little more simple than this if you're doing only one task, or it can be a little longer than that depending on what you are developing the invoice for. Then comes the payment details. Ideally, a signature is good, and it's more professional if you can put in an image of your signature, which is very easy to do with all the technology we have today. And like, you don't need to be a proper designer or anything to upload an image of your signature. That's really basic. Most companies will prefer to pay you in your bank account because that's easier to track for their accounting systems, and that becomes more professional because companies usually have some kind of company account where UPI doesn't work that well as you see with personal accounts. So for a better track recording and auditing and other legal stuff, they prefer to pay you by your bank account. So you will have to put your bank account, the name. These are the basic needs of bank account that you need for someone to pay into your bank account. The account name, which will be ideally used, the number, the IFSC code to track the branch of your home branch of your bank. The SWIFT code is not compulsory in all cases. That is mostly used for international transactions. The bank name, of course, and address of the home branch. Although it can be tracked through the IFSC code, many companies prefer to have this separated. And contact details for you. In our case, you can see that the the client name and the contact names are same, it's because this is just an example. The contact details will be your contact details, your email ID, your phone number, your name, and in case you are an agency, then the point of contact will be you and the agency name will be yours, and if you are a single person working as a freelancer, this is not necessary. And address. These are pretty much what you need to put in your invoice to make it more professional. And now I'll show you how to do it on the Google Slides, the Google Docs and Google Sheets, the free tools. And like we're using this because these are free and more accessible and more, platform independent. But if you prefer to work on more common tools, like if you have Windows system and you're using Microsoft Word or Microsoft Excel, which are better tools than the Google ones, then you can do it more easily. But they are like Word, Google Docs and Microsoft Word are both Word editors, and Google Sheets and Microsoft Excel are both spreadsheet software. We have a template that you can use. If you go to our website, you can go to the resources segment, all resources, and get it, or you can directly get it from this segment, which is there in most pages. So let's go through here. You can go to document templates, and then you will get this, which is the freelance invoice template. And from there you can download the invoice template that will make it easier for you to work on, or you can simply use this video as a guide and create your own on the combination of a Word editor and a spreadsheet software. Right now I'll show you how to edit the template, because like creating it from scratch will be a long video. And yeah, you'll get this page and you can download. So now let's get back to, let's create a blank document. Here you can open the, which is Command over Control O, depending on your system. Now let's open a template from your drive. The hack of hyping something again so beautifully is using a table. So table properties, which opens up this, and we can use combination of this. And it's ideal to have something called invoice, so that it becomes more easy for the client to recognize the document. It's ideal to have your logo. If you do not have your logo, you can just type your name in, like copy it, and like maybe just type your name there. And if you're using some brand fonts, which is ideal, you should have your own set of fonts. The right term is typeface, just making it accessible. Change it from this. We use the Sida family, Sida semi-condensed and Sida extra condensed, and which is what the entire document is made of. And let's say you want to add your logo here, you can simply image options, replace image, upload from a computer. Ta-da! And this part is where this is simply just like there are also tables. You can simply edit it. And let's say you're adding your signature here. You can simply add an image. If you're just typing your name, it's just retyping the text. But ideally, you should add your signature. Let's upload photo. Let's delete it because we don't want that. And this is the part, and the reason we are using spreadsheet software within it is because you would prefer to have these calculations automated. Like if you're just calculating and retyping, then having a template doesn't save you time, which is the goal of a template. Let's go to Google's spreadsheet, and for this we have the chart template. Once again, let's open. Now let's say you are doing web design, then heading 1 can be web design, this can be landing page, this can be contact page. And let's say the rate is higher for landing pages for obvious reasons. Now this gets automatically calculated because we are using a formula here, which is relatively easy to do. This is also a multiplication of this, and this is a sum of this. Let's say you have only done one work, and since this is unnecessary, let's just delete the row. Delete rows, and this is just the sum of this. Now what you can do is you can copy it, which is Command C for Mac and Control C for Windows. And paste it, which is Command V for Mac or Control V for Windows, and keep it linked. The reason for linking it is if you are changing something here, let's say you miscalculated, it is 4, then this change will be reflected here. Just type it here, update, and it is updated. That's pretty much the main part, and you can see that it is a little mismatch, which is very easy to fix. This is a column, just increase the width, and it's done. It's as simple as that. Now you can download it. When you are sharing the document, the ideal form is a PDF document, and the benefit of having a PDF is that it's easier to document. When someone opens a PDF, they don't need the fonts, the settings, etc. to be won't get destroyed because they don't have the same elements you have, and which it can be the case when you're saving it as a doc format. And plus PDF would be more easier to print out, and since this is already set in A4, which is the most common printing paper, that providing a physical invoice will be just as easy. And of course you can just use this video as a reference and create this, which is simply these are a combination of tables. The systems itself are individually pretty simple. What we have done is made it beautiful, which is not that easy to do compared to design softwares. These are not design softwares. And anyway, I hope this video will be useful. You at least know what to put in your invoice professionally, and you can simply support us by downloading this template, and you also get a template, so it's mutually beneficial. And if you like what you see, just subscribe the channel. That will keep us motivated. And check out our website for other resources other than this template. So I guess that's it for today. Hope to see you again in the next tutorial or some other informative video. Till then, keep creating and stay above the crowd. Bye bye.